So initially this video was just going to be me looking at the last top 8 in Battle. Originally this was just going to be the top 8 and my predictions for the tournament and the final episode of Battlebots. But, you know, a bunch of stuff has happened since I actually already recorded that video. And you can see my predictions on screen right now. It's pretty similar to my initial predictions. I still have Minotaur winning it all. I did go back on Hydra versus Blip, though. I did predict I did get the entire top half of the bracket. Minotaur, Witch Doctor, Hydra, and Blip. Yeah, got them both. I think I don't remember who I had instead of Riptide, but I know I had them listed to Shatter. I think it was Uppercut versus Sawblaze. Yeah, and Whiplash versus Tantrum. But yeah, I still have Minotaur winning. I still think they can win. They've got good matchups against both Witch Doctor and Blip, as well as I think that they can pull off the upset, I guess you'd call it, against Sawblaze, even though they did lose that match earlier this season. But a bunch of stuff has happened, and apparently the final episode's going to have some sort of, like, absolutely hilarious meltdown happen. And people are trying to speculate. People are speculating going crazy. There are a couple of theories at the moment. The most prominent being that someone's going to substitute something in for the tournament that isn't supposed to be there. Supposedly, the Ribot team suggested that a winless robot could get back into the tournament, whether that's Lockjaw or Kraken, we don't really know. And that might also just not happen because no one knows what's actually going to happen. Another theory, this is all a big April Fool's joke, and everyone who attended the tournament, or everyone who watched taping or was at taping, whether it be builders or spectators, is just pranking us and making us believe that something awful is going to happen when nothing did and everything is going to be fine. A lot of people are making up conspiracy theories about Riptide, like apparently they're going to go in for an early hit and then, or they're going to sabotage Sawblaze somehow. I don't know. I mean, people are saying that Riptide, the team's gonna, like, trash talk someone. And, come on. The guy's popped off, but he hasn't insulted anyone. Hey, come on, guys. That's not gonna happen. Another prevailing theory was that Hydra was going to use the vertical spinner attachment, which does exist and was brought to the event, but come on, did anyone really think that was gonna happen? They're fighting Blip, and the vertical spinner is only used against Huge. Like, that was literally the one matchup they made it for. So there's no chance that Hydra was ever going to use the vertical. Let me grab a drink of water here. I do love sparkling water. It's great. Something about Whiplash being put back in the tournament. Maybe Cobalt is forced to drop out. The YouTube channel, the YouTube title. God, the YouTube channel's so bad. It's awful. Like, the title for the YouTube fight was, Did this fight cost this robot the giant nut? Or something dumb like that. And, like, obviously, it cost them the giant nut. They lost. Like, it's not that hard to figure out. But yeah, so, like, why would they have a dumb title like that? But, like, also, all the titles have been dumb. What will the god of physics think? Yeah. No one's really thought that Minotaur or Witch Doctor are going to do anything, because I don't think either of those teams have ever been involved in any sort of shenanigans. So, yeah. I still think Minotaur's going to win. Yeah, no one thinks Minotaur or Witch Doctor is going to screw something up. There's the other thing that a lot of people are saying is, like, how much of a bot needs to be the same bot before it's a different bot? Which, that's such a random question that honestly hasn't really been asked on the show before. Like, yeah, we had Hydra not using a weapon at all in its fight against Huge, but, like, that was still Hydra. They still had the flipper on it. They just never used it. So people are thinking that one of the teams that's brought multiple bots, most likely being seems reasonable, they're gonna swap out some sort of weapon, like maybe Blip's gonna have a puncher or Tantrum's gonna have a flipper. But like, why would they do that? Is there any matchup on the other side of the bracket where they would really want to run the opposite weapon? Like, does Tantrum have like an unwinnable matchup against Minotaur or Witch Doctor? Does Blip's flipper just like not work anymore? Does something go horribly wrong with their weapon system, or one of them has to drop out and they substitute the other robot in but paint it? Like, is Tantrum too damaged to continue fighting? That would be a really bad look for the show right after they had a whole segment about how great the repair shop was. Can we talk about that, though? Like, come on. They cut Whiplash versus Cobalt, and then immediately after, they transition right into an ad for Autodesk and Haas. Like, come on. That's not cool. And the only thing they got to show is they show that a clip of the Tantrum team talking about how, they special ordered or they got a new piece built on the set. But like, I'm pretty sure we've seen that clip already. Correct me if I'm wrong, but we've already seen that clip of Ginger Schmidt talking about how they built a new piece for Tantrum on set. Like, do they not have any other clips of people talking about how great it is? Yeah, I know a lot of teams, Witch Doctor, they had parts built by their own sponsors, not on Battlebots, not Haas or Autodesk, and ship it to the competition during filming. So, yeah, who knows? I'm sure that the hospital or whatever it's called is great, but you really don't need to shove it down our throats right after you cut a fight for time. That's not cool. People are talking about like all the ads, and yeah, it makes sense that it has like an 82-minute runtime and a 2-hour time slot. That's normal for a TV show. But if you're gonna do that, don't show ads between fights. Like, that's not cool. And that brings us to the next theory. There's going to be like an ungodly amount of ads in the last episode. There's only 7 fights. One of them's going to get cut, and it's going to be highlighted. And yes, the meme is the final match is going to be a YouTube exclusive. Great. There's also this really ominous post from a member of Team Hypershock. A gentle reminder, BattleBots is a TV show, from the team's blog. They're really prepping us for some sort of shit show to go down. Let me see if I can find anything else. Yeah, Hydra's definitely not running the vertical. Yes, here it is. Brian Nave from Shredder says, "Oh baby, you wait for this next one. In fact, I don't even remember Cobalt Whiplash being an ordeal at filming. This next one though, lol." His words. Joe Fabiani from SME says, "I don't remember this either, but it's going to make the next one so much worse." And Jameson Go from Sawblaze, yep, all agreeing with that. Jameson Go especially has been known to not really latch on to or comment on the things that go down between the builders. He kind of tends to stay out of it, and just the fact that he's agreeing with it, it's not good. I've seen other teams agree with that one. Charles Guan from Overhaul, I think, has commented on something to that nature. So a lot of teams are quitting, or not teams, but a lot of members of teams are quitting, leaving the team. I think Robert Cowan from Copperhead is leaving just because of how the show treats the builders. Same with Smee's retiring altogether. Black and Blue is retiring Duck, but though I'm not sure if that means the team itself is not going to be competing next year, or they're just going to be building a new bot that is not Duck. Yeah, bot made of different parts. What does that even mean? None of these robots here are modular in any like significant sort of way. None of them have alternate weapon setups. Nope, this isn't. That doesn't make sense given the bots we have left. None of them have had, besides Hydra, I guess. But even then, this year, besides faking out Rebot with by welding all of their piano key wedgelets together. By the way, that was still a massive gamer moment there. Why? What one of these bots has some sort of configurable mechanism on it? I don't get it. Another thing people are thinking is that Hydra gets shown clear favoritism. I don't like to say that because I still don't really think that's what's happening. But yeah, they were definitely not moving in their fight against Black Dragon. Half the drive was out. Even though Rebot was kinda moving, they were crab walking, in quotation marks. I like Hydra. I like the team, and I like the bot. But yeah, supposedly the play-ins were just a way to get Hydra back in the tournament. Who knows? I guess we can say that the second to bottom seed is now in the quarterfinals. The thing that would definitely cement this, though, would be Blip losing the match by throwing Hydra out of the arena. Some people have suggested that, and I think that if that happened, people would freaking lose it. Hydra itself is flipped Gruff out of the arena, Whiplash through Lockjaw in the door area. Tantrum hit Rotator there. Yeah. Ooh, let me find some other ones. Yeah, another thing is people have been talking about the possibility of one of the teams having taken so much damage that they're not able to do their next fight. The only bot that really makes sense for would maybe be Tantrum. And so maybe they run Blip painted orange instead of Tantrum. Because they took a lot of damage in their first two fights with Gigabyte and Rotator. I don't think Minotaur, Witch Doctor, Sawblaze Riptide would do that. Minotaur took a lot of damage in their fight. The microphone in their fight with Endgame, but it doesn't seem reasonable to me. No pun intended. Yeah. Lockjaw wins the giant nut. People have been throwing that out there. Yeah. But the most specific thing that people have said, without any other speculation being thrown around by people who were watching watching the show live, or spectators at the event and builders, is replacing so many parts on a bot that it's not the same robot anymore. That's the only thing that we've gotten concrete evidence for. And that's a little bit scary and also really, really confusing. Like, does Robotic Death Company just straight up throw Invader back in? I don't know. I mean, what do you guys think? This is going to be a mess, and I'm here for it. So, man, I got to get this edited before acapella. I'll see you all later.